Welcome to my tool collection. So as some of you know, I'm Rachel. This is my business, Country Custom Fabricating. I run a small welding fabricating shop here, and I just wanted to share with you the tools that I use. And I absolutely love Milwaukee tools, as you can see. Once I started using them a couple years back, I got my very first grinder for Mother's Day. How lovely was that? My kids know me well. I just went crazy and I got everything I could get my hands on. Being a small business, it can get a little pricey, but as time goes on, you just realize the value of good tools in your shop. So right now I'll share with you the different tools that I use. For my welding and fabricating side of things, I use a lot of grinders. So right here, I have 3 cordless grinders. One has a flapper, one has a zip cut, and one has a sanding disc on it. And I tend to always have all 3 on standby, ready to go. I use those quite often. Another important one as a welder, fabricator, is a die grinder. For the air compressor style die grinders, I find that they're sometimes almost too powerful. When you're trying to die grind gently out in a hole, sometimes they'll take off and they'll go around and around and kind of get stuck in there and they don't shut off automatically. For some people, they need that power, but for me, I find that this one is perfect. I really want to get the small size one, the right angle one. I think that would be very helpful to have as well. The other one I use quite often is for finishing. I use an orbital. This one is well used. When I'm doing finishing on my hand railing, on some of even the heavy duty things, you kind of go through your different abrasives. I'm going to do whole nother video on abrasives and why I use each one. But my finishing one is the orbital, and I find that getting the good 35 grit sanding discs for metal works really awesome. And then you have all the hand tools. I try to keep 2 different tools. One for my shop that obviously gets quite dirty, and then I have one for when I'm doing installs. When I'm in people's brand new, nice, clean homes, trying to install hand railing, I try to keep my tools that I have there as clean as possible. So I usually have 2 sets. I have 2 sets of drills and I have 2 sets of drivers. Those are the 2 that I probably use the most when I'm doing my installs. And then we have, where is it? Yeah, then I have my impact. This is just a 1/2 inch impact. All my batteries are the M18 batteries. And this is great. You know, my truck, I have a 1-ton pickup truck. It'll take the tires on and off that, absolutely no problem. So for me, this is good enough for me right now. When I get onto some heavy duty things, service trucks and all that kind of stuff, you definitely need the bigger Milwaukee impact for that. I also have the skill saw. I love this skill saw. I have a couple different blades for it. I have right now, it's just a wood blade on there. So I'll use that for all my woodwork that I do for my benches and my tables and all that kind of stuff. And then I have my Sawzall. I find that I do not reach for my Sawzall that often. I don't work with a ton of sheet metal. I know as I start doing my car builds and all those builds, I'll definitely reach for that a lot more. And then, you know, I have my flashlight that I drove over when I was changing the dipstick tube on my pickup truck. But it's great. It's, again, I get the bigger batteries for this one. It came in a set and it was a nice addition to what I was doing. And then I have my hammer drill. I do a lot of railing installs. And so with the hand railing, a lot of them exterior ones will go into concrete. So that has been a huge one for me. I know that these drills have a hammer function on them, but I just don't find that for what I'm doing was cutting it. So I had to go out and get myself a hammer drill, and I absolutely love it. The other couple things that I have is the Milwaukee vacuum. I like a tidy workspace. I don't like my chop saw building up with all the metal shavings. I don't like my drill press doing the same thing. So I tend to use this to clean up my shop. It's handy for job sites, but because it's in my shop, it gets really dirty. So I'm planning on getting myself a smaller one that I can use for just cleaning up after I've done my installs. And then I have this guy, the leaf blower. I don't use it for leaves. I use it for cleaning out my shop and cleaning out my space. Again, I like cleanliness in here, so probably once a month I like to do a good deep clean up all my tools, put them all away. open the door, put on a dust mask, and just blow this whole place out because it gets filthy in here. Anybody that does any kind of metal work just knows how dirty it is. And this, you guys, is just dirty hands from touching the tools that I have in here now. That's pretty crazy. And so over here, I'm gonna take you guys over here to see this, is where I keep all my batteries. Again, you see the dirt and dust that piles up on here. So I have this big battery charger that I use to keep all my batteries as often as I can remember. I only have one of the M12 batteries because I only have the flashlight and the little M12 ratchet, and those are the only ones that I use. The ratchet is gone right now, so you guys don't get to see it. When I go out to job sites, I find that, I've spent so many years just taking odd toolboxes and taking everything and hoping, that I've had all of the right things, and it hasn't served me well. And you can ask my employees that I've had in how tricky it can be, because you get to a job site, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you need one bit or an odd size screw or whatever it is that you need, one drill bit that you don't have. So I invested my money in the pack out system. I'm gonna set you up here. Okay, don't mind my messes over here. Still just trying to organize after a big job that I've just had come in. But I have purchased the pack out system, and so I have, the big rollout one, which when you get all your hand tools in there, it gets heavy to lift in and out of a big pickup truck. But I love it. I'll put all my drills, all my hand tools in there. And then in these guys, I have them fairly organized. There's my little ratchet. I was looking for that guy. But as you can see, I have all my GRKs. I have an assortment of nuts and bolts. I need to get some better setups for what I have here, but I generally use the same size wrenches and ratchets and sockets for certain things I do, so I just keep them all in here. Business cards, that's my business. Country Custom Fabricating, Rachel Bohnet. Stickers, just try to leave them in people's houses. You never know. Just all the extra hardware, different size, tech screws, lighter, you never know. Just a whole bunch of random stuff that I have. But I try to keep it organized. 1 bajillion drill bits. Half of these are probably need to be sharpened. I'll do that one day. Metal screws, washers, nuts, bolts, some really long GRKs, some anchors, some concrete anchors, a few screwdrivers, step bit, all the handy dandy little things that I may need. The one thing that was frustrating me every time I was on a job site, though, was these bits. And I would get here and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I don't have the one bit that I actually need. So I just treated myself on a day. I got a good coffee and I went out and I bought this. It was on sale at Home Depot for $98, but it is the whole impact driver bit set. So you have, all the Torx, all the Robertson, and all the Phillips in this one, and just a couple, nut drivers and stuff, every shape and size. I'm pretty good at putting things back where they go most of the time. And so hopefully there's going to be enough in here that this can last me a long time to add to my pack-out system. And then this lovely little doodad here is the impact socket set. And I just told you guys that I put everything back, and look at 3 sockets are missing. Oh, so bad. I do know where they are, though. I do know exactly what I was working on. So that's good. But I actually got this given to me as a gift when I was working with James on the Rust Valley Restorers, and he gave this one to me, and that was really awesome. I just really love my Milwaukee tools. I have things I want to get. I want to get a file sander. I probably want to get another cordless grinder, one that has a little bit more power. I want to get the small die grinder. I have a ton of things on my wish list. So maybe Santa will be good to me this year and get me a few more tools to add to my collection. What's your favorite tool? What are you loving? What are you working with? Share with me because I want to know too. Thanks for watching my videos, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving getting the opportunity to share everything that I'm super passionate about. So make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, tell me what you want to see, and I will do my best. Hope everyone has a great day.